They say winning ain't everything. Well, we don't have them type conversations over here, man. Had that conversation with the losers. We trying to win at everything we do. Even in the loss, we don't see defeat. We see a lesson learned. Straight up. Look, I came into this world in 1978. The doc looked me in my face and knew I was something great. 45, 42 Prescott, that's where I'm from. Grew up in the slums around dope dealers and bums. As humble as I was, I adapted to my habitat. In my own lane though, far from where they crashing at. Dumb bar graduate, the game I'd have mastered it. Served in the Navy, look, y'all don't know the half of it. Pops passed in '01, moms passed last year. I know they up in heaven smiling down, crying mad tears, cause they son making it. No telling where I'm taking it. My city been cursed, but I feel that I'm breaking it. Coached at Wayne High in 15 in one state. Seen the fork in the road and went straight. I know what I'm worth, I'm OG King CURT. Brooklyn Nets gaming crew legend, let's work.
Hey, this is OG King CURT, your host of the OG2CENTS podcast. I want to thank each and every one of you who continue to tune in each and every Sunday. We truly appreciate it. If you watch it on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, comment, and share it. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Helps us out a lot. Links for all available streaming platforms will be in the description. Let's remember to stand against any form of social injustice and racism, and let's spread more love and not hate. This episode is brought to you by Zenni Blocks. Make sure to armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks virtual clear blue blockers. It's important to protect your eyes from the harmful blue light from your digital screens, so you have less eye strain, and that makes for better sleep and performance. Check them out at zenni.com/gaming or follow them at Zenni Gaming on Twitter and Instagram. This episode 59, the man in the South. And when we talking about the South, we talking about hot Atlanta. This is my man Wes. But I really haven't got a chance to know him as much as I'd like to, but that's the beauty of having this podcast. Just let me run off his credentials here for a second. He has 12 years experience as a producer and editor working for NBA Digital, NBA TV, and Turner Sports. He's produced highlight packages, corporate sizzle reels, featured content, and digital shows for NBA.com. Now, he's also the GM and head coach for Hawks Talon GC, and he's an award winner as well. We're going to get into that further in this episode, but without further ado, Wes, how you doing today?
I'm good, Kurt. Appreciate you having me on the show, man.
Nah, my pleasure, man. Like I said, you don't get a chance often to talk to a lot of people in our profession as we'd like to, because of course we're dealing with issues and everything that goes on in the corporate world of what we do. So I'm elated to have you, man. And just to get started, I just want you to just walk us through your story and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, so I have a production background, right? So I started my journey off getting a film degree, and originally wanted to be a screenwriter, still writing screenplays and doing things like that in my spare time. But started off always wanting to create content, always wanted to be in the television and the movie industry. And so after getting that degree, man, I'll take you back to the beginning. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, right? And so I went to film school, did the whole film school experience, and when I graduated, my sister was going to school in Atlanta. She was going to Spelman, and NBA TV was this is 2008. NBA TV was coming down to Turner and bringing that whole NBA digital thing down here. So she knew that was up my alley. I'm a big NBA junkie, basketball junkie. And so she shot me they had a career fair on campus. She shot me the information and I interviewed for the position. And I landed it over the phone as soon as I made it back home to Detroit. So I wasn't home but a hot minute, and then I moved to Atlanta. And I've been here ever since, man. That was my first job out of college, and I was fortunate enough to not have to hop around. I stayed with the Turner family, and I still have a bunch of good friends and good mentors over there to this day. But like you said, working as a producer, editor, and just always being in that TV production film industry. And then, along the way, playing the video game, the league was born, and here we are. But I know you got some more questions lined up to dig deeper into that. So we'll wait on spilling all the beans.
Right, right. I mean, you talk about gaming. How did you get into gaming, and what was like some of the first esports activity that you got into or that you witnessed?
So I know our community is young in a lot of ways, right? But I'm one of the older guys too, man. Like I can't let you wear the old hat by yourself. I'm happy to say I'm a
Appreciate it.
little bit older. You know what I'm saying? So I was always playing 2K. I had a Dreamcast. Like I'm that old. Like you know what I'm saying? Like when 2K came out, I was playing it. So I've always played that. But I can remember, man. Be honest, being a kid, video games have always been in my household. You know what I'm saying? My parents have always had me a Nintendo, a Sega Genesis, running around playing duck hunt with the little orange and gray gun. My grandma playing Tetris. Like I've always, you know what I'm saying? I remember having Donkey Kong on the, you know what I'm saying, on the arcade style. My great aunts playing Atari and playing Penguin on the Atari. Like I've always been around gaming. So, I was playing the game the whole time I was, working, and it's how I kill time and how I have fun. So I've always played the game.
Now it's funny you say that because my mom, she wasn't, rest her soul, she wasn't like she didn't play games when we was younger, but when we got older, I come back to the crib and she on the game. She loved the GameCube, and she
Okay.
would always be on the GameCube playing Tetris. I mean, nonstop, all day, all night. I mean, and it was funny, and I love to see it as she got older and was playing games. I thought it was hilarious, but it helped her with her hand-eye coordination and everything like that, so she stuck with it. Um, I'm part of that the Dreamcast culture. I was
Yeah.
I was in the military at the time, and we had that sucker hooked up, and when we wasn't working, we was on it. So, and really, Dreamcast was kind of before its time because it had the cartridge where when you play 2-on-2, if you play football together or anything like that, you could see the plays on the display and everything like that. I mean, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, Dreamcast was one of my favorite consoles. I'm gonna be real. And I remember having that, man. I Like I said, man, gaming was like it was in the house all the time, man. I had a Game Boy, you know what I'm saying? Like I had the video games. My parents made sure I had the video games for sure.
Yeah, what killed me is that I had to get the Dreamcast. I brought it home, left it with my brother. He ended up going somewhere and left it, and somebody stole it, man. And that's how I ended up losing my Dreamcast, man.
Listen to me.
uh,
Me and my brother might still be fighting over that.
right, and look, he didn't even play video games. Like he's still
Right.
to the like now he play like golf games and different stuff like that. But he wasn't really heavy in the game then. But oh yeah, I was crushed.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you create a lot of content, man. One of the first content pieces beyond your show, and we're gonna get to that, but where I originally saw you, but cooking with Coach. You put on put on a show, man. I mean, I think I said we got three cooks in the league, three chefs in the league, and there's you, Wes, and Lang. I mean, and talk about the concept about you putting that on display, and I'm sure you produced and everything that had to go with it.
Yeah, cooking with Coach, man, is actually I just love to eat and I love to cook, right? I'm gonna just keep it real. That's where the idea started from. But when I came into the league, I tell you, like one thing I saw was the players were spending a lot of money and eating a lot of unhealthy food, right? And I'm not the healthiest guy as far as my food that I choose or that I love, right? But I do know that we can do better than eating cookout every day, or nothing against those restaurants. Like get you some snacks every now and again, feed the need, you know what I mean? But I saw an opportunity to kind of educate and like show them, hey man, you like this kind of food, you like lobster tails, you like shrimp, what do you like? Because we can make that at home for a third of the cost and it'll taste just as good. And so I really wanted to make the show because of that reason, and then just like having fun throughout the process. I just started experimenting really. But for me, cooking with Coach was like a personal thing. Like, hey, I'm gonna show these guys, You can cook, you can save money, it can taste good, and it's not as hard as you think it is. But I'll tell you, the biggest word in there for me is cook. See, like my big thing, Kurt, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not a chef. Like I look at some of the stuff Lane cook, I can't make that. Like it look good. I can't do that, Lane. Some of the stuff Wes do, I can't make that. But that's why I don't say chefing with coach. I'm a cook. You know what I'm saying? Where I come from, we cook. We throw down in the kitchen. So for me, it's just it's like an activity that I enjoy. I enjoy cooking.
No, man, and I tell you this, I mean, you kind of, y'all inspire unknowingly because I ain't never putting my food on display or anything like that. But I will tell you, I'm in the kitchen more than I ever have been in my life. Like, I mean, now I mentioned, I mean, I'm single now. I ain't always been single, but it's like I won't hesitate to go to the store now, grab some food, even
Mhm.
experiment and throw some stuff together. And I mean, I'm the only one got to eat it. So whether it's good or bad,
Right.
I mean, I ain't throwing it away. So, I mean, y'all, I'm sure I'm not the only person that y'all have inspired. I actually had an opportunity, and I said this. I'm kind of putting my bucket list together. I done been down to Charlotte. I done had West Barbecue live and up front, and it's the real deal. And I'm gonna have to come down to Atlanta. But on the way to Atlanta, I probably need to stop in Memphis and
Right.
holler at
Right.
Lane and go ahead and get the trifecta jumping off and
Right.
get something. Lane already gave me the invite and told me to come on down. So I'm gonna have to get with you and man, and we can make something out of that.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You already know the door is open, man. Come on down here. We do up some mac and cheese. Like I do some, you know what I'm saying? I ain't a grill master. I can grill, but I like making stuff, you know what I'm saying, in the house. I like to fry stuff. I like to, you know what I'm saying, broil stuff. Whatever you want to do, man. We'll get a recipe together and get you right, man.
Got you,
Yeah.
got you. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
As for yourself, man, you done nailed a lot of things down in the NBA on the content side. You created shows and things of that nature. But how you becoming the GM and head coach for NBA 2K League franchise, like how did your life change once you started doing that?
Man, I would say that it took me from doing things I had to do to doing a lot more stuff that I wanted to do, right? Um, and I'm gonna answer this question, but I want to go back and say one more thing about the production of Cooking with Coach, if that's cool with you.
No, no, man, let's
Um,
go. Let's go.
I didn't get to say how the show came to a complete thought, right? Uh, the community know him as Cake, right?
Right,
But
right.
that I've worked with him for years. People don't know we worked together at Turner. Cake has a background producing and editing as well, so you know we built that relationship. And then when I was coming up with that cooking idea, I'm like, man, I need some help. I'm gonna produce the whole thing, but I need somebody I know that can run the show from the other side of the table without me having to worry about it. Brought him in, and I just wanted to shine some light on him. I don't do things alone. I'm a we, not a me type of dude. And so I just, before we moved any further, I wanted to shed some light on that. Like, yeah, the idea is it's me on camera and it's me doing that, but Cake holds me down with a lot of that production, man. And so that's really how Cooking with Coach comes all the way together. He shoots it. He edits some of it when I don't have time. He edits most of it actually because I'm busy working for work, and so that's how that came together. But to get to your next question, I didn't mean to get sidetracked, but to your next question, it leads me to that because I started to be able to do things like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to spend all my time sitting at a desk and doing this, which, the other jobs I held, I love doing that work. It was in the industry that I work in, but it afforded me the opportunity to do a lot more stuff that I enjoyed doing even after I got off work. It gave me more hours back in my day because I was killing two birds with one stone. I'm creating content for my job where I would go to work and do my job, make the highlight packages, do everything in the NBA world that was required for me to do at work. Then I would get off and I would go play 2K. I would go still try to film a Cooking with Coach or some piece of content. You know what I mean? So it just kind of merged my worlds to where I was doing the stuff I wanted to do and feeding that creative bug in my job.
No, that I mean, and that's the thing. I think I used to talk to a lot of people, mentors and different things like that when I was coming up, and it was always about time. Like, that's always something you can't get back. So the more time that you get to do what you want to do, the better. And I think even I can speak for myself. I think our profession has afforded that in a large degree that I never would have thought of,
Yeah.
and I'm appreciative for that. And even I like the fact that talk about cake because often about saying I'm a we guy instead of a me guy. I think most people think if you don't climb to the top of the mountain and beat your chest and say that, people are never they don't ever recognize it. And I think it's important that we do highlight people that inspire us or that help us or that we help them along the way. I mean, I do it to some capacity, but I mean, it truly takes sometimes other people to help things go, and I mean, and it ain't. We need to celebrate that more than what we do. I think Cake, he's done some outstanding stuff for me that hasn't been put out there yet, and eventually it will, and it'll be on full display. And I mean, he do some damn good work, and I can't even wait to see how it comes to light, but. Like I said, originally, and what was the name of your show that you got that y'all have, as far as that was 2K related? What was the name of that?
2K and chill. 2K and chill. Yep. Before we see the whole idea behind that was we wanted to like we was new to Twitch, right? We was always playing 2K, always playing the game, but Twitch was just starting to really like pop like for us in our world, and we like, what is this? Okay, this is cool. Now, how can we take a whole broadcast production background and put it in Twitch? So 2K and Chill started off as a experiment. Like, let's see how much we can produce while playing the game. You know what I mean? Like, we would be doing it and covering the news and the highlights and whatever was going on in the community, but we would also be running the switchers and everything right there on the show, playing the game, talking to people, running the switchers, cutting the cameras, and it was like a fun little challenge for us, like as creators and as saying producers. Let's see if we could produce this show while playing the game and kicking it with people. And it was 2K and chill. You know.
You know what's funny about that? When I was just scrolling across it, so a few years ago, and I was like, see, I always get excited about stuff that's different to me, like that somebody else is not doing or that I'm not doing. So when I seen it, I was like, man, that's pretty cool. And like, I didn't know anything about Twitch or anything like that. Even when me and LT started the MPBA, like he knew, like he was techie, like so he knew all the stuff. I didn't know anything. I just recently learned about Twitch and how to do certain things and stuff, and really getting into editing. Stuff is fun, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. I'm sure it gets better the more you do it. But for me, I enjoy doing it, but it just takes a lot of time because I'm new to it. But I thought it was dope. I thought it was different. And then fast forward when you got the job with Hawks Talon, I was like, that's him. Like I was like, and I didn't really know you, but I know I remembered y'all from then. And then I got to kick it with Cake when he came to my hometown, and like just cool people, man, and truly from the South though.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you a funny story about that, man. Like when I did get the job, um, I didn't even say nothing to nobody. I got it right. And me and Cake were on a flight going to TwitchCon in California. We went to TwitchCon. I found out I had the job like the day before we flew out.
Oh
So I
wow.
told Cake on the flight, like when we got to the airport, I'm like, man, they just hired me at the Hawks to run the 2K team. He like, for real? So we knew when we landed in California, we knew. I get to TwitchCon, I run into Famous, right? We know Famous
Oh
because
snap.
we watch the content, we watch the community. Famous don't know us. We got 2K and chill out, but he don't really like know us like that. So we get there, we kick it with him, we ask him for a drop on the show. We tell him what we do. We doing this podcast, blah, blah, blah. He give us a drop. We run into Dimes. Dimes give us a drop. it was just a cool little. We like, no, we really from the community, man. Like, we ain't just some people out here. Like, we really 2K is the only reason we even at TwitchCon. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we do that, and some time go by. Then the announcement comes out that the Hawks hired me, and Famous hit me like, I just saw you at TwitchCon. You ain't say a word. I was like, I just don't be saying a word, man. I just, I wasn't trying to come out there and be like, hey, man, I'm such and such. You know what I'm saying? Let me link with you. I just kept it moving, And then later on, I'm like, yeah, man, I wasn't trying to really bother y'all. Y'all was working. I was there just chilling.
Nah, that that's dope. I mean, and some people roll like that. I mean, I think even for myself, I don't try to. I do a lot of stuff, but I don't. For the most part, I be chilling. Like I don't try to do too much or anything like that, man. And definitely, I'm glad to see that your hard work got recognized, and this is a perfect segue, man. You're award winner, man. And best live stream program, best live streaming program for the NBA 2K League, man, and that's partly to your live streams with some of the hottest entertainers in the game, man. Just talk about the concept and how you got those collabs and different things like that, man. And just congratulations again on that award.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I start off by saying this. It ain't just me. Like I got a dope team over here, man. Like it's a lot of folks over here behind the scenes. Shout out to Chris, Wayne, you know what I'm saying? All the upper management, everybody who work on this project. Shout out to Max. There's a lot of people that pull this thing together. It's not just Wes that's doing talent takeover, but shout out to Manny who came on board and really done some great co-hosting with us. So it's a lot of ingredients that go into it, and it was just exciting for me. Like I appreciate it. You with the congratulations, but it was just dope because this was an idea that was kind of 3 years in the making. It started off as one idea, and it morphed into this idea. And I think it's cool to tell the story behind it. This is the first time I'm even telling this story, but
Oh, I'm getting exclusive.
yeah, this
Okay.
is an exclusive, Kurt, for real.
Hey, I
Like, 'cause
appreciate it.
I told you I just keep it moving. I don't usually talk about a lot of, but so what I did was, man, I told you, I'm always itching to create content. That's the one thing if I can't do that, I don't want to do nothing. I need to be able to make content, whatever I'm doing. So in the first season, I was doing just for fun this thing called Carry and Coach, where I was trying to have guys that's good at the game, my players, community players, whoever, come on my stream. I was just doing this in my personal time. Come on my stream and come to the park or the rec and just carry me in the game. The idea is, as a GM and a coach, I wanted to see how good other players really are by having them carry me. In our community, we use carry kind of in a bad way a lot of times.
Right.
Like it's what I'm saying, oh, you in such and such backpack, he carrying you to wins. Well, see, none of that ever bothers me. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make a series called Carry and Coach. Yeah, come carry me. Like I'm not supposed to be good as you are. I'm not
Right.
supposed to be. So we started the series off there, and then I started brainstorming with some of those good minds that I told you are at the Hawks, and we kind of evolved that series into what it is today. And that's why I say like it's always dope to have a good team on board because it grew from something to an award-winning program, and that's all due to the whole team at the Hawks. Shout out to everybody that worked on it.
Definitely, definitely. Now at this point of the show is OG wants to know.
Okay.
Rapid fire questions, answer open and as honestly as possible.
Okay.
Um, Biggest influence.
Oh man. I like I like people like Walt Disney, Tyler Perry, um, stuff you see and it's larger than life that you could never imagine having done something like that. Like the fact that Walt Disney can have a whole world. When you go to Disney World, you pull off the freeway and pull into a freeway that's in Disney World, but it's its own whole city. Stuff like that, man. Just get my creative juices flowing. I'm like, I don't know how he did that, but I need to research this and figure out how I'm gonna do this one day. Tyler Perry, man, if you ever come to Atlanta and get the opportunity to check out his acres of a studio, man. It's impressive. It's the same thing as like what Walt Disney did. So those are kind of the people I draw my inspiration from.
Okay. What motivates you?
You know, the family really, to be real. My wife and my son. Um, being able to provide, take care, protect them, that's what keep me going. And then I think the cool thing is being that my son is 5 now, but being able to show him stuff that we do that's cool, and show him that it's a whole lot of stuff out here to do, you know what I'm saying? So that seeing him watch some stuff, like watch video game and watch creating content. My son is into TikTok videos and creating stuff, and at 5 he already talking about he want to be an actor. So that's the kind of stuff that keep me motivated. I'm like, hey man, let's start your YouTube series then. So that's what keep me going.
Hey, well, he got the right one on his side. I tell you that. Favorite sports moment of all time?
That's easy. Kobe's last game,
Got
he went
you.
out in a blaze.
Favorite sports team?
The Hawks, man. Come on, man.
Favorite content creator?
Oh, I got a few. I like Jesse Richards. I like Daystorm Power. Um, I'm gonna say the other one because it's too much of a heavy hitter, and I think I'm gonna answer him on another question you might have for me. But I'm gonna say Daystorm or Jesse Richards.
Okay. Favorite actor and actress?
Yep, here we go. Will Smith and Denzel Washington.
Got you. Actress?
Oh, favorite actress. Hmm, You're gonna have to put a timer up there. Favorite actress. Oh man, that's hard, Kurt. I don't even.
We come
I
back.
don't want to be typical. I don't want to just say Halle Berry. Like
All
I
right,
want to
right,
really. I
right.
would have to think about that one for real.
Got you. Celebrity crush?
I love all Beyonce music.
Got you. Got you. Favorite movie of all time?
The second Twilight, Breaking Dawn,
Okay.
or the Skeleton Key. One of the two. I don't know. I can't.
Favorite athlete?
Kobe.
And what would you be doing if you wasn't doing what you're doing now?
I'll still be creating content somewhere. It might not be 2K, but I'll be writing scripts, writing films, and creating content.
Okay, man. What's next for Wes, man?
Um, Probably some sort of film on your big screen. I'm working on some feature films that I'm hoping to get into the hands of the right people and see something come to Hollywood.
Got you, man. And, hey, you know, how can people follow you and what you do? Plug your socials and how people can watch your content and follow you.
Yeah, it's I am Wes Jordan. I am WESJORDON on Instagram and Twitter. Those pretty much the only two I use. And Twitch is Coach Wes.
Okay, man. But Wes had a good time. Want to thank you for coming on, man. Of course, I'm sure we're gonna meet somewhere down the line, and be looking forward to it. And then also wishing you nothing but the best and getting them films up because I definitely want to make sure I tune in and check out and possibly one day see you get an award on that big screen too.
My man, appreciate you, Kurt. Thanks for having me on, man. Good luck to you this season too.
I appreciate it. And if you're watching this episode on YouTube, remember to subscribe. Also, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Um, don't forget to give us that 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts as well. You can follow the OG2CENTS podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can follow myself, OG King Kurt, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. You can go to www.ogkingkurt.com for everything OG King Kurt and the podcast. Shout out to my team, Strider Visuals, Cy Evermore, and Box Graphics, and also Matrix for all the dope beats that I use for promo and snippets. Um, you know, I truly appreciate him. That's something we've added to it, and he's been gracious in allowing us to use his music. So definitely a shout out to him for that. You can catch me on Esports Extra every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. from anywhere from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's with host Larry Ridley, Kelly Wells Brinkley, Antonio Williams, Durbin Royale, and Kevin Mamuzet. That's Esports Extra. That's on twitch.tv/compete forever. And that's on Facebook Gaming and YouTube as well. Make sure you catch next week's episode. And remember, if it makes sense, it's an OG2CENTS. OG out.
Put this work in, fellas. And much, much, much love to the entire 2K community for always showing me love. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. Yeah.